I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're thrilled to welcome Michael Strahle. He is the talented author of Titleist. This gripping tale not only takes readers on an adventure, an interstellar adventure about a golf ball's unexpected journey, but also parallels Strahle's own inspiring journey of resilience and determination in the face of life's challenges. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank the team at Atticus Publishing for helping us put him in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support writers like him by subscribing to our channel and purchasing this wonderful book. Michael, thanks so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Great to have you. Titleist is such a unique tale. It's such an imaginative story. Where did you ever get the idea of blending science fiction with real life inspiration and then intertwining it with a golf ball's adventure and a message of overcoming adversity?
Well, I actually went through a traumatic injury. I broke my neck snow skiing back in 1985 at Squaw Valley. And then after that, I went through rehab, and it's just a whole story about my life that I wrote a book. And then that was in 1999, I finished that book. So it's on floppy disk. And so it's just been sit for a long time. I never got a publisher. So that's waiting to be published. But the Titleist, I just kind of out of the blue, I really like history and love the stories from history. And so there's a lot of history in Titleist as you read through it. It's real interesting stuff. But I just basically thought, I'm going to write some kind of a book or story. I'm tired of looking at Star Wars 5 or 10 or, you know what I mean, Rocky 15, the same old stories, regurgitated, the same old stuff. I mean, I've seen enough zombies. I don't even want to see another zombie. Okay. Let's come up with something new. And I thought, I'm just going to write the coolest book ever. And as I started writing the book, I just started going literally from scene to scene without really having a real knowing how the book's even going to end. I just started writing this adventure and thinking every chapter, what could be the coolest thing that I could write about? Because I could put anything I want in the entire book, right? Should I add this? Should I add? Why not add everything? Okay. And it just came together in a way that's just the way it ends, and it's just unbelievable to me.
Agreed.
The book full circle come around. I had no idea where it's taking me. I let the book just take me, and it's just amazing. Even when I read it, I can't put it down.
That's awesome. Sometimes the story just tells itself. It pours out of you, complete inspiration, limited only by imagination, as you say, which is very, very true. And your book reads like that. Every chapter is like another, wow, this is great stuff. So it keeps you turning the pages.
It's like a cliffhanger, and you never know where it's going to take you. I could talk about all kinds of cool stuff, but that would ruin the book. It just hits you from left and hits you from right. Next thing you know, why in the heck are we here, right? I mean, it's just it's amazing. I think it's really cool, and I think everyone's going to enjoy it.
I agree. Now, your own real life story of becoming injured and becoming disabled and finding purpose through sailing is incredibly moving as well. How did your personal experiences shape the narrative of the book?
Well, I don't know. I just have this imagination, right? It just fluid. It just comes out, and I would think, well, what would be the coolest thing? Just like you said before, what would be the coolest scene? What would be awesome? What would be spectacular, right? And thinking like that and adventure. And I just, I went back to school in my wheelchair and got a master's degree. That's a lot of pushing 3 inches at a time. That's a lot of resilience, and takes a lot of determination, right? And writing this book was just, I'm just going to write this book. I'm just going to put my head down, what we call flurry. I used to actually be a a lumberjack. I was kind of a short guy, but I was real burly because I was a logger, right? And I lost all those muscles when I broke my neck. But you know, even when I was logging, I would just flurry. You know, I would outcut everybody. I had the sharpest saw. I had the biggest saw. And I think I could think quicker than these guys. And I'm also a chess master. I beat every computer that I've ever played chess against with no training or anything like that. So I think I have a good mind. I scored a really high on IQ when I was in ninth grade. And so maybe I have an high IQ. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think so from reading the book, that's for sure. Let me ask you a little bit about the characters in the story. They embark upon a mission to save their planet. And there
Right.
is this prevailing theme of determination in it. And I guess that reflects your own real life journey, like you said, 3 inches at a time at times.
Right. I would be the kind of guy that would take over in a situation, make everyone calm down, and be steadfast and get it done.
Yeah.
I always have been.
That's wonderful. That's the type of determination you need to make it through life in general, no matter what the challenges are thrown at you. You've had quite a few thrown at you and you've overcome those obstacles. And the
Right.
theme of making the best out of a bad situation is prevalent throughout the book. Do you hope readers will apply this in their own lives as well?
Well, I know I've inspired a lot of people throughout my life. I have to break my neck because I just never gave up. And in the hospital rehab, months of rehab, I kind of couldn't quite feed myself one morning, and all these other patients were in the room, and one was only 18 and I was 25, and I knew this kid broke his neck worse than me. He's never going to be able to feed himself, and I threw a little fit trying to have my occupational therapist show me how to try and eat, right? So I spilled food, my first bite, on my shirt, and went outside. And that's not me. I'm not like the, I hate to say weenie or something like that, right? But that's just not me. And I went out there, and on my way out, my peripheral view, I seen this 18-year-old kid quadrupled out worse than me. He got a trach in his throat, and diaphragm belt, and his mom, how I must have looked. I felt so embarrassed. And I realized how lucky I was. And I thought, you know what? I'm not doing too bad compared to that guy. Yeah. And I'm just be Mike Strahle. I'm going to party. I'm going to have some fun. And rehab turned into an animal house. or like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is the book that I wrote. It's on floppy disk right now. It's frustrating. But one person that did read it was awestruck. She said, I like the guy that wrote One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And that's what my rehab was, kind of like Jack Nicklaus in that movie. I was, for example, across a 5-lane highway, right, in Santa Clara, California, right, to go to the bar. We're sneaking off the hospital grounds. You're not supposed to go to the bar when you're in a hospital. So, but anyway, I just, that sounds kind of funny, but I just have been living life to the fullest ever since then.
That's great. That's the only way to live life. Live every day to its fullest extent, without a doubt. Your organization, the Reading Yacht Club, focuses on enhancing lives through sailing. Tell us a little bit about how sailing has been therapeutic for you and how you think it can benefit others.
Well, the sailing you're talking about?
Yep.
I actually got into sailboat racing on a Hobie 16 catamaran the year before I broke my neck. In fact, my buddy got tired of me borrowing his boat to take out chicks off the beach. So I own boat, maggot, and so I did. So I bought a boat and was having all kinds of fun. And then that winter, the boat, I moved to Tahoe, to Squaw Valley, and didn't brush it off until after I broke my neck in that January. And when the day I got home from rehab, the months of rehab, I went sailing with my friends and family, brothers, and literally that day I stopped after we broke the boat down, where we sailed, broke the boat down, drove back into town. I seen a muffler shop. I go, hey, pull over, and I actually invented what are called trap seats, TRAPSEAT, like trap suit, trap seat, and it's like a bench that hangs off the side of a catamaran. It gives me side and back control to where I can sit on the cat, and then I have a tiller stick with a knob on it that I can push and pull because my hands are paralyzed. And I raced in a regatta 3 weeks later.
Wow!
And that was 37 years ago. And I haven't missed the Whiskey Town Regatta since, only one time, and that's when I took a 55-foot boat. I was the skipper captain from Cape Cod to Nantucket Island with 3 wounded warriors, and we spent the weekend there and the race back. But I'm a 3-time world champion, proud as hell. Being out of the country, the feeling of winning a championship, I mean, being the only Americans around, that's a cool thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a sense of accomplishment, and it's an accomplishment for anyone, whether they have physical challenges or whether they're able-bodied or anywhere in between. You must feel like you've gotten your life back again when you get on the sailboat and you're at the till.
I love sailing. I just got another boat. It's a Stiletto 23 catamaran. Look that baby up. You're just like, wow, what a cool boat. So I feel really lucky to have stuff like that. I have stuff because I work hard.
Yeah.
I don't give up. So I've traveled. Luckily, I've been to Chicago. Oh gosh, San Diego, Lake Havasu, Miami, Key Largo, New York, Connecticut. We're all racing.
Yeah.
Canada, I won a world championship up in Columbia. Won an internationals in Sydney Harbor. Been to Australia 3 times racing in the trap seat class that I created. It's a world sailing class for disabled sailors. The fact that it actually became a world championship is something to be proud of right there, but let alone beating all these people from around the world. Because when you get in the sailing world and you're at a world championship, you better look out, because everyone wants to be a world champion. So once you got that title, you can't take that away. So
absolutely. Well, you've done a remarkable job with this book as well, of course. It is called Titleist. Michael Strahle takes readers on a wonderful adventure, an interstellar adventure about a golf ball's unexpected journey, but it also parallels his own inspiring story of resilience and determination and never giving up no matter what life throws at you. Michael, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Could I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
There's absolutely a hidden love story, the greatest love story of all time, in the book.
Yeah.
And I can say that with this. So how does that happen? How do they try and save their planet, right? And all that sort of thing. It just, I can't tell you anymore because I'd ruin it for you, but it is awesome.
It is awesome.
Great
Quite an adventure. Michael, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
All right. Nice talking with you. Have a great day.
You too. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.